when you hit a bump in the road and you're like, what? Thank you for listening to me noodle through the harp. Sometimes you need to just sit down and noodle through and not know exactly what you're doing, but just be with some sound. So cheers. I've got my cup of tea here. Unfortunately, it's a little bit weak, and I don't like weak tea. It's my Scottish Highlands tea, but I put a little too much hot water in it, so I might have to remake it. We will see. But I do have a gorgeous lemon poppy seed scone for today, lovingly made by yours truly. I'll have to link. I'll link the recipe below. So yes, it's the most glorious tasting scone. Lemon poppy seed scones are to die for. You're drinking coffee. Cheers, my dear. Cheers. So I was on Psychic Bob's live stream today. This is the first time that I've been on anyone else's YouTube channel. It was a call-in session, and I'm taking his psychic development class, and it was just it's a fun thing he does on Fridays. So that was just amazing. I asked, I'll link that video below as well once this uploads, but I asked him about life themes, because we all have a life theme, like, you know, and then I asked him about, you know, what can those that are in school at the moment and studying online for, you know, with the public schools basically studying online for 8 or 9 hours a day and having 2 30-minute breaks during that time, how can they still have that love of learning despite the unfun aspect of that? And I was just thinking in particular of one of my little ones who told me her schedule, and I was really appalled by the lack of time that's free. She said she had literally just 2 30-minute sessions within her busy long day, stuck at the computer to learn something. And for me, learning is, I love the ancient Greek idea of learning, which is the idea that you're, oh my gosh, can you hear that sweet little babykins cat? She's been called crab cakes this week. I'm calling her crab cakes. You know, the ancient Greeks believed that knowledge was power, that it was like one of the greatest things that you could do for your soul is to learn something, and that it was really a sacred thing to learn. That's just, that idea it's like so foreign, it seems like. So, thank you, my dear. Somebody's gone to go pick up the cute little cat. So anyway, it was really interesting. I think I would love to have him on my channel, so I might actually interview him at some point. It's neat to have a psychic. You know what? I missed what you said. I can't read what you said, Jub8891, but thank you for your comment. Hello, Sulav. Thank you. Hello. Thank you for being here. Yes. So I might actually see if he has time to interview him for my channel, or to vice versa. He's got live StreamYard down. Hello, greetings from NYC, from Laszlo's Plain. Oh, good morning, Job8891. I'm glad I caught your live stream. Thank you. I'm so glad you could catch it too. So it's interesting. Do you guys think that it's important to have a spiritual connection, that having a spiritual connection of some kind helps you in your life, it can help you creatively as a musician or as an artist. Do you notice that? Oh my God, thank you so much, Lindsay. Wasn't that so fun? I just absolutely love Psychic Bob's channel. Thank you so much for being here. So anyway, but do you guys notice, do you guys know that? Or have any thoughts about your spiritual side, the non-physical, the imagination side of things helping you creatively? I think that's one of the things that right behind us is my amazing music stand, which I brought back from my studio. I will tell you all about that. But I've made a little post on Instagram about it, and just how meaningful it is to have a beautiful space around you. My music stand is full of all these little memories and symbols and quotes and things all the way through my life, and there's so many layers to the meaning of the things that I have on my music stand. For some people it's having an altar, for some people it's having a beautiful home or a beautiful space. And oh, Emmanuel Ortiz, hola! Thank you for being here. You know, I think I need some lipstick. My lips are looking a little bit like they need some aliveness. I don't think I have any lipstick nearby. But anyway, Lazos, plain. Every culture going back thousands of years has this powerful connection. I missed your lovely comment, but yes, I think it's so important. And I think especially for all of you that are, if you were having to work online at home, it is a blessing to be able to do that, isn't it? But it's also, I think music can definitely move you in some ways words cannot sometimes. Yeah, Lindsay, I think that's so true. I think one of the things that I've been struggling with, and I might miss your comment if you comment, oh my gosh, there you go. Meaningful connection between music and the spirit. St. Augustine, Confucius, Plato all wrote about it. You are so right. I actually have some books over there to show you that may touch base on that. My Boethius book is not here. I need to grab that one. That's one. You guys go get Boethius's Consolation of Philosophy. That is like a sacred text to me. But yeah, I think one of the things, and I might miss your comments now while I'm on this kind of thought, because I do want to talk about this. I think one of the things that I'm finding myself struggling with is just, I'm very busy, and I'm so grateful to be very busy. But I'm also not having enough time to I need to make time to decompress and to have some time to myself, some time for contemplation, some time for peacefulness, and to just have fun. Fun is very, very important to me. Girls just want to have fun, but human beings need to have fun. And animals play together. You know, dogs will chase each other around. Every animal needs to have fun. And so I think that it's hard to find times of play together, especially when you're in a small space, maybe potentially with another person. You see each other all the time, and so you don't necessarily think of having fun during that time because you're all busy and everybody has a different schedule and everything. But I think we have to plan time for fun and plan time for creativity. And my teaching stuff is very organized, but my life is just kind of goes with the flow, and it's whatever I feel like doing. But I think that I actually might need to schedule time for myself to go take a walk. I have to do that, and because there's been a week or two where I just haven't gone out at all, and I have to make time. I do try to exercise every day. That's always been an important thing for me. I have to move my body. Our body's a tool for our soul, and that does definitely help mentally, for sure. But I have to make sure that I have time to go outside. In the morning, I used to get up and go to the gym, but I don't do that anymore. In the morning now, I get up and I grab this thing and just play on it, or I grab a book. I've bought a lot of artistic books to help inspire me so that I can visually see inspiring things. And taking Psychic Bob's class has been an amazing thing for me to do because I get to be the student, which is so fun. It is so fun to be in a student role. And it's lovely to just take some spiritual time. I really think that feeds your soul if you feel like you're missing something, you might just be missing that spirit. It's mind, body, spirit. You know, it's like you're a human being with a body, a mind, and a spirit. And so you have to tend to all of three of those things. And anyway, you know what? I think I need to remake my tea because I can't drink. I just cannot drink like weak tea. Let me put this down somewhere safe. I want to show you my music stand. I have to show you my books, my troll books. I have to show you the fairies that we've been working on in lessons. The fairies have been keeping us company in lessons. I also have a beautiful piece that was sent to me by Freno Kovac. It's called Entre Lobos y Princesas. And it seems to be like a string quartet, and I was going to play a tiny bit of that. That was just very sweet. He's in Chile, and that was just, it's just the thing with YouTube and just putting yourself out there is that you get to meet the most lovely people from all over the world. It just makes the world a smaller place. And yeah, strong tea will put hairs on your chest. It does, it does. Let me pop this down real quick, and then we might just pop into the kitchen. So, let's see. Put you here. Don't want to drop it, so I'll just pop it there. You guys gonna come on a little adventure with me? We're gonna go into the kitchen. Okay. Come with me to the kitchen. Can you see my music stand? I'm going to show that to you. It is just, it's precious. Precious, precious. Let's just pop the kettle on. We'll go pop the kettle on. I made a bunch of scones yesterday. Last night, I made a bunch of scones. There's a little hot water in there. Turn that on. I think when this all started, yeah, apartment tour. There's some flowers here, lots of flowers here. There's a Harry Potter 9 3/4 thing. So there's the kettle. That's because it was somebody's birthday recently, and somebody special's birthday, and so I decorated the house like an English tea room. Forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, when this first started, we did a live stream making like blueberry crumble. But these scones, these are to die for. There's a fabulous tea room around us called A Taste of Britain, which we haven't been to since probably January. And sometimes they make lemon poppy seed scones. And I was about to buy 3 dozen of them and throw them in the freezer, but I can make them on my own, and they're delicious. Absolutely delicious. There's the kettle. I probably should have just stayed there. Let's go. Let's go to the kitchen. I can show you my tea. Let's see, I'm gonna have to put you here, unfortunately. There we go. Okay. What have you guys been up to this week? Are you finding the same thing? Oh my goodness, thank you, Abdelak. I can't pronounce your name, my dear. Thank you for being here. What have you guys been up to this week? What are you planning in your lives to add meaning and to add fun into your lives? Is there something that you do every day? Do you exercise? Do you go out? Do you go for a walk? Are you learning something? Is feeding your mind something that helps with everything? So I gotta get into my tea cabinet. Tea cabinet. There we go. This is going to be the tea that we drink. I had to throw my French press away because it was getting all the metal there was something wrong with the metal, so. You need 1 teaspoon of leaves. Right, looks like this. All right. You want to learn how to play the piano. You know, you can start, you have 5 fingers. Did you see my tutorial, my last video, 5 fingers tutorial? Just put those same 5 fingers in both hands. One hand is the harmony. You can do the 1 and 5 in your harmony, and then your 5 fingers in the right hand. Love, 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 love. Pop this over here. Okay, now I have a very precise way of doing this. I'm going to count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And then I have to brew this for 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Okay, so we'll come back here in about 4 minutes. Meanwhile, we can eat scones without tea. Yes, watch that. It's actually, I'm using the harp for that one. But I think that it's basically about intuitive playing, like playing without sheet music. Okay, let's see. There we go. There we go, there we go. I have turned tea pouring into a science. Yes. I don't know, I try to count to 8, it's, you know. Okay. Well, the thing is with our live streams is during the week, all these things pop into my head to talk to you about. And then by the time the live stream comes, I just don't remember what I'm going to talk to you about. But I think I have been kind of struggling a little bit with, like I've been looking back at, I have looked back over this year, maybe over like a year and a half or something. And I am happy. I am like very happy. Everything is wonderful. Thankfully, I'm very blessed. But like I remember going to my studio. I remember that I've been at for like 5 years that I rented a space at, where I kept this like gorgeous music stand, which I will show you. And then I rented another place in the city. And I am loving teaching from home. I truly am. But I think there's a part of me that is sad, you know, and I think it's just maybe the lack of fun. And I think we need to have fun. So if you guys have any ideas about how to have fun, do tell me. Eating is always fun. Always have. I've eaten like 3 gigantic things of cheese this week. One was a gorgeous like French camembert cheese. And then there was another one that was, there was a mushroom brie that I ate as well that was delicious, delicious, delicious. And then there's another one I've just started, it's a blue cheese camembert. I like the stinky cheeses. And then the other one that I have not opened yet is a cheddar, spicy jalapeno cheddar blue cheese. Like, I'm basically trying to become as fat as possible. So, but you know, I'll be happy. Anyway, yes, and you know, having yummy food does definitely help. I think going out into the world. Yesterday we went for a walk in the forest, and that was so nice. I think it's just been really hot and rainy. We really haven't been out. It used to be part of my morning routine to go for a walk and maybe even go for a run. When I used to go to the gym, I would always warm up with like 15 minutes of 1 minute walking, 1 minute of running. Or needed a little cardio, you know. Is to give to others. I love that. Do you find teaching in person more fun? I love teaching, period. So whether it's online or in person, I've actually always taught online. I've always taught in person. So what I'm thinking for the future is like some kind of combination of them. So I might even do like a once a month, like right now I do a once a month virtual gathering with my studio. I used to do a once a month studio night where we would all get together, whoever wanted to, we would play through things and just have some time with friends, and it was just very casual. But I actually might have like maybe the last week of the month, maybe do at least one, these are just thoughts, these are just contemplating thoughts with you, so who knows. Sorry, I have to unplug you. Meditation, that is something that I have been thinking I need to do. Sorry, that's my tea. That's my tea. but anyway, my idea for the studio potentially is to have like a once a month group class, or like maybe 2 group classes. I need my teacup. I need my teacup. A once a month group class where we all get together and can play together, you know? Because I think people are finding that online lessons are really convenient because you don't have to leave your house. You can just be in your pajamas, you don't have to go anywhere, and it's just right there. It's right there on your music stand or on your tripod or whatever, and it's very convenient. I think the thing that I'm missing is definitely seeing my students in person too, though. Playing together is fun. That's why I think like a community thing once a month would be fun. I'm doing that virtually, as I said, on Zoom. We do a virtual get-together, which is fabulous. I haven't made enough tea. Sorry, there's my lipstick. I haven't made enough tea, so got to put some more hot water in there. Cooking tea with amber. Okay, there we go. So it's pretty strong. Put a little cream in there. I'm going to show you the cheese I've been eating. There's this one cheese I've been eating that I love. Okay. Here is one cheese that has been broken into. It is like this. It's like blue inside and delicious, and then the other one that I haven't opened looks like this. This is like a jalapeno. Hello, Spock. You're in time for me to show you my favorite cheese. Okay, so anyway, cheese aside, we now have a lovely cup of tea. We're gonna go back and we're gonna look at some pictures of trolls. Not internet trolls, but fairy trolls. And just escape away into the troll land. Okay, but let me get you all set up here again. I was listening to something this morning. It was talking about the number 3. This might sound totally random. It is. But I have this rule of you got to do it 3 times, you know. So when we practice something, I usually have the student do things in 3s. Oh, thank you, Levin. Thank you. I try to have students do things in 3s, you know, to repeat something 3 times, because then I know that it's strong. If you can do it 3 times, you know it's strong. 3 is the strongest, like the triangle, I think is the strongest structure, or one of the strongest structures. So when you can do something 3 times, you know it's really strong. And for whatever reason, somebody was talking about the symbol of the triangle, and it just made me think of, you know, have you heard that saying that's like, if you hear it 3 times then it's true, which obviously that's not true. But I think that that statement comes from the fact that the number 3 and the sacred geometrical figure of a triangle is super strong, and so it's kind of like makes things real. Like if you can do things 3 times right. I don't know. That was my out there thought for the day. I'm sure there will be plenty more. Oh, that's a nice cup of tea. Online shopping is also helpful, isn't it? If you have some money. I love it when I'm aware that I'm inhaling and exhaling. It helps me connect with myself. Sue Love. Yes. Before going on to Psychic Bob's live stream today, I was quite nervous. You know what? I'm going to show you just a tiny bit of it because it was just so fun. And I was trying to breathe. I have like an issue with being nervous. My whole body gets nervous, and my hands shake. And so even when I perform, I don't perform that much. So when I play for you guys, that's me practicing performing. But anyway, I was practicing breathing. I was trying to practice breathing. Let's see.
Hey, what do you do? Pray. We all forget we're suicide. But when I can't hear music. music class I kept, and I was telling people, just embrace your life and your life will
Let me
get
see,
better.
sorry.
So many people, I'll tell them their life thing. I'll say, you know, you have like one person I
This
told,
is yours
I said,
truly
you have
with
a
your other,
life thing.
yours truly.
This one lady I remember, I said, you have a life thing of an artist and you're supposed to be a dancer. And she said to me, I know it, I've known it all my life. In fact, she was enrolled in university in a dance program, even got a scholarship. But her family told her, you need to be an accountant. That's the more proper. Like, you need to give up that fantasy that you can be a dancer. And unfortunately, she quit the dance program, even though she had a full scholarship and was on her way to great success, because her family told her to be an accountant. And I'll tell you, her whole life fell apart because she walked away from her life theme. And when you ignore your life theme, nothing really ever turns out good. So that's why I tell people, I know you get scared to hear your life theme, and it's like, oh my God, that's a big life theme. Did I take that on? I don't know.
Can you hear this,
Just
you guys?
when you embrace it, your life will get better. Once I embraced my psychic life theme, Amber, my whole world changed.
And I mean, we could listen to this whole thing. I'm the last guest that he interviewed. So if you did want to watch it, I'm going to link this below because it was just really precious. It was the first time I've been on anyone's channel, but it was really fun. What do you guys think about life themes? Do you know what your life theme is? Do you know what you're super good at? Some people are oh, thank you. Some people are really good at communicating. Some people are super good at, you know, accounts and keeping things like managed. You know, when you were super depressed, you said you volunteered at a hospital. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, I think going out to do something, like going to do something, is one of the things that just really does empower you. And so, I mean, it's not that we don't do things, because a lot of us are just sitting at home and we're working, like we are doing something. And I am happy as a clam teaching, but there's something beyond that. Like, it can't just be get up, teach, you know, like every day. You've got to find some fun things to like throw into the mix with that too. So that's why I feel like going out to go for a walk, going to, you know, you can go out to help at an animal shelter or a hospital, like you said. Practice meditation, do your breathing. Decorating is always fun and creative. Learning something has been really awesome for me to step into that learning space. I'm reading a lot, and that something for your mind to munch on. You know, you can read poetry, you can memorize poetry. I think you could cook, you could eat, you could drink tea. So many things, right? But I think that it's important for us to maybe really like realize, oh gosh, I gotta do that. And then you can turn into a robot. You can feel kind of robot-like, right? So, what you need to give away, like energy. If you were in low energy, exercise. Yes! I love them. Do you guys have an exercise routine that you do? Do you do that every day? Yoga, a little exercise. Sometimes I post what I'm doing on YouTube. Like I'll share the routine that I do, so we could kind of be like gym buddies. Sometimes exercise is the wrong word. It's just physical movement. Like you just have to physically move your body because you have a body. You know, weights and cycling, meditation. Yeah, I think that's super important. But you know what? We've been talking about what to do for our bodies, which also does help our mental health, but also our spiritual side. Like that's the kind of the thing I first started talking about with you guys is like, do you have a spiritual practice? Do you have, I guess meditation can be part of that, but do you have something that's just for you to connect with something higher than yourself or beyond yourself? My violin player noticed I forgot to breathe while playing. She taught me to imagine exhaling when pulling the down bow. Yes. You might mean your violin teacher. Yes, so that is so awesome. String players often do forget to breathe, and when I play, I often try to begin my down bow in the middle of an exhale. Yeah, so I'm gonna play something over there in a minute, but you know what I do want to do is I really do want to show you my music stand. Yesterday was a poignant day for me. I went to collect my music stand. Sorry, I'm thinking about a million things. Stay focused. Stay focused. Let me just take you over to my music stand. Okay. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Okay. This music stand was sitting at my studio that I haven't been to since March. It was open and beautiful and unfurled like this, gloriously just happy and beautiful in this space that I haven't seen since March. And it just brought tears to my eyes. I don't know if I'll ever be back in that space again or if I'll find a different space. But I just want to show you my music stand, and maybe it'll inspire you if you have a music stand or a music room to creatively decorate. I'm just moving you around just a little bit. Maybe a little higher. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, so first of all, music stand tour. Over here, I've got a quote that has helped me throughout my teenage years, my tween years. Circumstances don't matter. Only my state of being matters. Now that works in like not all situations, because that's not always true. But there are certain instances where your circumstances really don't matter. No matter what, only your state of being matters. So first tend to your state of being, not the situation or the circumstance. Tend to yourself and your state of being. See if you can center and find some peace. And then that will change your circumstance. That will materialize your circumstance. So it kind of works backwards. Because your circumstance they don't materialize things. This is a quote from Bashar, if any of you know Bashar. Circumstances don't matter. Your state of being matters. It creates your actions, right? From your state of being, that's where you take your actions from. So, anyway, here's a little magnet from Switzerland, which I got when I was here in Switzerland. And I went on this little train with my dad in Grindelwald. That was magical. Magical, magical. This is a little magnet from Costa Rica, and there's a sloth and some flowers and like a happy little frog and monkey and things. This quote always hits me in the heart. Falling down is part of life. Getting back up is living. And then there's a little magnet from Sedona. Love Sedona. There's some of the red sandstone from Sedona. And this fabulous quote. A wise girl once said, "Let that go." And she lived happily ever after. Which is a funny quote. And then this is a beautiful little thing from an origami piece from one of my students, Katie. She made that for me, and it's lovely. Got some roses here. Was that wise girl you? No. Nope. This is me though, however. This over here, this would be me here. All I ask is that you treat me no differently than you would the queen, right? I cut this out of a Cosmopolitan magazine when I was like, I don't know, 12 or something. I just thought it was so funny. It's such a funny quote, and so it's just there on my music stand. It's been there since I was 12 or something. Who knows how old I was. Picture of Mozart. The Kimmel Center here in Philadelphia, and that was one of my friends bought this magnet for me, and it was while I was in Arizona, and I had no idea that I would end up here in Philadelphia where the Kimmel Center is. Kind of vision board moment. Here I am. Don't forget you're a magical earthling. Love this. Love, love, love this. Proceed as if success is inevitable. And the cat. Oh, we're only, here we are in the center. Maybe we move into the center. Another little Sedona thing and the evil eye. Now this evil eye, do you guys know what the evil eye is? It's supposed to, believe it or not, whatever. I just think it looks really cool, but apparently the evil eye like it stops the evil eye on you. So sometimes, you know, if people are sending you bad energy or whatever, you got this little this evil eye to look at it rather than affecting you. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Just if you're interested in that, just look it up. I love symbols. Love, love, love symbols. California Republic. Remembering my family there. Little cat, little babykins. Anyone can be cool. The cheesy quote, but awesome takes practice. I feel like there's a few different layers to that. You know, it just takes practice, whatever it is. Don't take it personally. This is an important one. Don't take it personally. This is a hilarious quote from a Joe Rogan podcast. The machine elves already know you're super badass, which I love. I love, love, love that quote. A little heart of Cremona in Italy when I was there. A little magnet of a violin or viola or something. And I love this quote. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it, from Aristotle. Lovely little clips there. And then over here, just remember, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think, from Winnie the Pooh. And then, what will you dream today, down here? Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello, and this was a beautiful little magnet one of my students gave me. The frog over there says, keep calm and pura vida, from Costa Rica. And then finally, lastly, this magnet here of the guardian angel. That's the oldest thing on the stand here. That is a picture of a guardian angel with a little girl. And right behind her, you don't know if you can see, there's like this spike that's right behind her, and the guardian angel's helping her along the treacherous path. And I feel like that's something that I've connected with ever since I was very young, very, very young, that image. So anyway, there is the tour of the music stand. You know what, I'm gonna leave this here, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my Trolls book. I'm gonna show you this fabulous Trolls book. See, I love imagery like this. You know, this is from Brian Fradd. I'm not gonna show you the whole thing. But having a great big book of art, especially on your music stand, is just so inspiring. You can pull a card for, you know, your inspiration. Oops, it's gonna fall off onto my head. And a lot of these images are a little bit dark and creepy, but I like that. I really, really like that. There's a lot of symbolism, fabulous things in here, and little stories as well, which I just love. Interesting little creatures. Right. Stories. So I just like flipping through, you know, these books of beautiful images in the evening or in the morning, just because they're kind of whimsical and weird, and I like that. They inspire me for whatever reason. I do want to show you the magical fairy that's been keeping us all company this week. He is so funny. I love him. So this is from Good Fairies, Bad Fairies. And the fairy that's been keeping us all company and inspired this week in lessons is this guy, the matchless fairy. Not these ones over here, those are a little creepy looking. This guy. They're all creepy looking. But this guy's one job is to steal the last match, and he's holding a match. So he takes the light, and I've been like trying to have my students imagine what he would, you know, what would he be doing in the presence of like a beautiful major third, and would he be happier like in the presence of a minor third, or what harmony would he kind of prefer? And it's just funny. He's just very comical looking. So I love him. Love, love, love him. The matchless fairy. That's in Brian Froud's Good Fairies, Bad Fairies, which I love. There's even like a little fairy holding this barcode here. It's fabulous. But anyway, you guys, let me put you back to your spot. Okay, I've got to move you up a little bit. Let's see. I did write down some things. I was considering making an actual video about some of these topics, but we might just talk about them. We might just talk about them here. Thanks for your patience, you guys. He's probably related to the fairy that keeps stealing my socks. Yeah, he probably. Yes, probably. That is so funny. You know, one of my students just texted me. I'm so sorry. Let me just respond really quickly. Okay, sorry, you guys. Gotta look after the babykins, all the studio. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is, do you ever feel the need to have some time away from your instrument? Do you ever feel like just that you don't want to play, or that you feel guilty for not wanting to play? It's okay. I think that it's one of the things that we, as music, like I've been playing this instrument, the sound of silence. Okay, I will check that out. Okay, let me focus, you guys. I might miss your comments. So let me get this thought out for us. It's okay to take time away from your instrument. And I have certainly, through my studies of music, not wanted to play. There's been years where I've not wanted to play anything. And if you are going through a period like that where you feel like you just don't want to play, that's okay. Allow yourself to take some time away. The thing is music is always there for you. Music is there for you, and you can actually you can pick up other instruments to help you stay inspired. You know, you can find other ways of being creative. I think the thing that really saved me was that this serious problem of needing to take time away from music after I graduated from my master's was actually aided by the fact that I could switch roles. Like I was able to switch from the role of being a student and being like trying to climb this like never-ending path of perfection on the instrument, and toiling over really difficult pieces that I at the end of the day was like, why am I so bothered by this? I don't really like this piece anyway. And I'll never be able to play it, you know, the way that I want to play it after years of toiling. And to step away from that and to step into the role of a teacher who was trying to teach beginners the absolute basic things, to how to play an open string, how to find the note, how to play a simple song, and just the joy of that healed me. I think that just really healed me. It's gonna make me cry. Let's not cry. It really helped me along my musical journey, because I was in a horrible place with music at some point, and completely lost the way of where I was. And I guess what I'm saying is that just whatever it is that you are, if you study something, you're gonna probably get to a point where you're like, I just can't take this anymore, and I have to take some time away from it, or you get burned out, or whatever it is. And just know that it's okay. It's not like a marriage, you know. It's like it's you that's learning something, and sometimes we just need time to process it, whatever it is that we're learning too. So if you take some time away from it, it's okay. It is okay. And you could even take a different role, like I did. I had the education to teach and the love of teaching, and I loved music. Putting the viola away forever was not ever something that was going to happen, but it was really on the verge of that, and that just is so freaky, because my whole life is so around music. And everything in my life has come from music, absolutely everything. And so, anyway, I guess, do you guys know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that it's okay to take some time away, and you can find other things that give you joy. You can step into a different role with whatever it is that you're learning to. Perhaps you could step into the role of teaching. You could step into the role of, rather than maybe studying a specific genre, you could just look at something completely different, look at a different time period, go back to the most simple, fundamental things that you can enjoy to play. That's what I did. And that has brought me on this gorgeous journey of music and harmony and connecting with sound. It's been fabulous. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, I guess it goes hand in hand with that, is that sometimes I get asked, especially by parents, like, well, my child doesn't really practice during the week, and you know, you know, they don't want to come to their lesson, or no, not that they don't want to come to their lesson, but should they have a lesson if they haven't practiced during the week? And sometimes adult students can pressure themselves and think that they need to like be practicing 4 hours a day, and you know, they get like freaked out at the they like have to do all of this kind of thing. And I think the one thing that I would like to say is that music is a long journey. It's a very, very long journey and study. And your music lesson sometimes is just the 1 hour during the week that you set aside for music, for your creative time, for you to be with your instrument and with a teacher that is going to have fun with you and, you know, help you along into something. You know, whether it's, you know, a new little scale, a new little tune, sight reading a fun little piece, or talking about something musical, whatever it is. I as a teacher like to kind of like take my students and like take them along with me on the musical path, and so I get to share things that I love, and you know, also experience the things that they love as well too. So it's like a music lesson is like a joint venture of, it can also be just a, you know, technical, just doing the technical side of the thing. Although, you know, I don't really teach like that. I used to teach like that, where it was all just like super technical. But there's a huge, it's like, we're human beings and we're studying an art. So yes, you have to have the control over the art, but you also have to tend to the creative side of that as well. You can't just like, you're losing the point. You're missing the point if you just study the technique. So I think music lessons now tend to be, I try to take you by the hand and let you have this musical time, just whatever your music time is. And then if you feel inspired to practice during the week, you can make the choice to pick up your instrument. It doesn't have to be out of guilt. I have to pick up my instrument and practice. It's the joy of, oh my gosh, I get to pick up my instrument and I can play this note. I can make a sound on this thing. I can play a song. I could sight read something. It's a joy. It's not a, like, I have to do this out of guilt. That's like something that I really struggled with, and I don't want ever any of my students to struggle with that. So basically the answer to the question is like, you know, do you need to practice? I guess it depends on what your goal is. But I think you can also allow your music lesson to be your music time during the week. And then if you want to practice during the week, you can practice out of joy of wanting to play instead of being stressed out. So I like to think of music as a beautiful healing tool. It's a therapy, music therapy, you know. It's there for you. It's there for you. It's not supposed to be there for you to be guilty about having to practice. I think that's what I'm basically trying to say, I think. The other thing I was curious about, I think I'm going to ask my patrons about this, is I have been going down this scale, you know, road with the Patreon community, and I think that I might need to take a little break from that and like kind of switch things up just a little bit and then come back to the scales. Scales are a huge part of it, but it just takes a long time to get through everything and with all the details, and I'm just wondering if there are any requests for things. So I'm going to put a little, you know, request poll out on Patreon, just saying like, do you guys have a request for any specific videos, because I upload a video every Monday for them on Patreon. And for the YouTube community, do you guys have, why are you sad and cry all the time? I'm not sad and cry all the time. I mean, I cry sometimes, but yeah, no, I'm not sad and cry all the time. What was I saying? Yes, and also for the YouTube community, I'm wondering if you have any video requests. Like, do you have any video requests for me? To make a specific video about this or that might be helpful. So your videos have inspired me to learn more about ancient music and to understand our origins. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. That is so cool. You know what? That's a great transition into this. This is one of the greatest books ever written. This is called Sarum. This is by Edward Rutherford, and it's let's see, how many centuries of it? 100 centuries. 100 centuries. Like and it takes place in England, like the British Isles. It is so interesting. It's a novel. It is so good. It's on my Amazon store, I think. And the other one is this gorgeous book by Epicurus. I am still reading the introduction to this, Boethius. You guys know I love Boethius. That, as I said, is like such an important book for me. I'm going to probably reread that many, many times, but there's so many books for me to read at the moment that I have to continue forwards. So I was going to read you guys a little bit of this one. I might have to read it next time. But you know what? Let me just read you the first little paragraph of this. This is called The Art of Happiness. The Art of Happiness. Okay, this is the foreword. In Athens in the 3rd century BC, everyday consciousness reached an unprecedented level of wonder. Athenian minds were animated with questions. What is the nature of the universe? What is real? How does man fit into the cosmos? What is a good life? What is a happy life? And are those two good and happy in harmony or at odds with each other? And what role did the gods play in all this? Philosophical discourse had become the gossip of the realm. Out on the south slopes of the Acropolis, where the theater of Dionysus was producing a new comedy by Menander, the audience remained buzzing long after the play was over as they discussed the moral implications of the drama. Are extramarital affairs ever justifiable? Does bad behavior necessarily lead to personal unhappiness? Aristotle's Nicomachean ethics was invoked, as were the moral arguments of Plato. Later, as members of the audience walked back through the agora, they may have encountered Zeno of Citium in the colonnade, lecturing students on the tenets of Stoicism, turned east and passed the Lyceum, where Aristotelian philosophy was being taught. Can you imagine, like, if the schools were like there was a school that was just teaching, like, Aristotelian philosophy? And then cut back towards the academy where Platonic philosophy was the subject at hand. And then farther up a hill, overlooking the metropolis, they would have reached a garden gate that bore these words: Stranger, here you will do well to tarry. Here our highest good is pleasure. The caretaker of that abode, a kindly host, will be ready for you. He will welcome you with bread and serve you water, also in abundance, with these words: Have you not been well entertained? This garden does not whet your appetite, but quenches it. They had arrived at Epicurus's garden, home of the master's boarding school. Here at the long that's the picture out here. Here at the long outdoor table, non-stop philosophical discussion reached its zenith, and fine dining, as one can tell from the host's offered menu, reached its nadir. No pseudo-Epicurean foodies at this table. Unlike the academy or the Lyceum, women, some of them concubines and mistresses, as well as a few slaves, joined the conversation. Further, many of the students here had arrived without academic credentials in mathematics or music. De rigueur for entry to the other Athenian schools of higher learning. Everyone in the garden radiated earnest happiness and earnestness and good cheer. The subject under the discussion was happiness. And it goes along, it's actually quite an interesting foreword. It's not that long, and then it goes into the preface. But I just love that idea that people were just together and they were together to enjoy these simple things. I'm pretty sure Epicurus is about enjoying the simple pleasures. That if you can look at your life and see the simple things around you that can give you joy, you will always be happy. You don't need, to continue like going on, the path of consumption of getting this or getting that, which is fun, but it can be meaningless and empty, right? So enjoying the simple pleasures will bring you happiness always. And of course, our mind, feeding your mind is a simple pleasure that, just is incredibly important. And so for all my little ones out there that are starting school, learning and education is like the thing that will feed your soul, that will feed your spirit and your heart, and allow you to make educated decisions for your life, to help you to see like beyond, to see and to ask questions that lead to interesting answers, and to maybe lead to wisdom. I mean, we have all the knowledge right here, right? But if we don't know, we can't think, we don't have any like context for things, then we just kind of become empty. So anyway, learning is like glorious learning. Let me grab my viola really quickly because I wanted to play you a tiny bit of this composition that I was very delighted to look at. Okay. Alrighty. Entre Lobos y Princesas by Freno Kovac. I'm just going to play a tiny bit of it because honestly it's quite tricky. It's quite tricky. I'm going to play it on the viola even though it's for the violin. I just like the viola. So see what I'm doing. I can put my glasses on so I can see. This is just somewhere in the middle, I think, of this piece. So pretty. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It opens up with a glorious like run that's quite challenging and tricky. There's kind of some tricky spots in here, so I'm not going to play any more of it. But if you maybe Google Freno Kovac, this lovely composer in Chile, and look into his work. Let's all do that. And I'm just grateful that he thought enough to send me some things. That was just really awesome. So Entre Lobos y Princesas, Freno Kovac, lovely, lovely. Isn't that nice? I want to show you something that I've been doing as far as like sound healing goes and using the instrument. Like let's say that you feel stressed out and you're kind of like you need to calm down. You can use your instrument very simply like this. So let me grab my speaker, if I can find it. Is it down here? It's down here under a pillow. Okay, now I discovered the fact that there are other drones besides cello drones in the world. So if any of you have heard of the magical tempura drone, oh my god, it is so cool sounding. It is so awesome. Tempura. That's not it. Let me put it through my speaker.
Battery 90%. Connected to Emperor's iPhone and Magical Earthling's iPad.
starting on the major third. So since this is a C, I'm going to be starting on the note E. Just coming up with anything. If you're unhappy and you're out of tune, actually I think that sounds really, really cool. This is the Phrygian mode. Or actually it's really not the Phrygian mode. But basically I'm adding more dissonances, but keeping the major third so it sounds uplifting. Isn't that so fun? So I just love the sound of this drone. It like lets my imagination go crazily and just do whatever. So isn't that so fabulous? It made me think, I have a lot of Indian students that I need to explore this because I just desperately love the tanpura so much. I've always loved the sitar. I can see a Indian instrument coming into my life at some point for me to absolutely adore and love and try to learn. And it's such a spiritual instrument. Like if you listen to like what's his name, the amazing master sitar player, what is his name, Ravi Shankar. If you listen to him play, it is like amazing. It's so healing to listen to him, and it's very like mentally stimulating to listen to that too, especially like with the slides that they do. There was one that I listened to. It wasn't Ravi Shankar. I think I actually posted this in the community tab. It like made my brain numb. It was like getting a brain massage from this one sitar player. It was just incredible. So yeah, I also have a deep love of the guzheng and the gushing. The Chinese like the ancient instruments, because I feel like ancient music was very healing. Like it was literally like sound healing. It was like deeply spiritual music, and as music progressed, it's become like more emotional and bigger and grander, and like to accompany plays and operas and like theater and everything, to add drama and everything, which it does. But it's also just its function also can be just a spiritual thing. It's so amazing to have music as part of your spiritual practice. and for it to be there for you, and to not be like guilty for not practicing, or sometimes you need some space away from it too. So anyway, you guys, I have let my tea go cold. The words. I think we need to just have like one of these days. I'm gonna just upload a video of me just drinking tea. I'm gonna just not say anything. I'm gonna just sit here and stare at you and just drink tea. And like have all these like different like facial features, like like look at you like or like I don't know. I'll just like have all these like funny contemplative faces while we drink tea. So that would be a weird video, but anyway. Would you guys like to see Psychic Bob on my channel? I would love to have him on my channel. I have so many questions to ask him, so many things to talk to him about. I could literally talk to him for just ages, and so there's many things to discuss, I think. And I think that as artists and as musicians and as human beings, I think that we should definitely discuss that side of things. Like I said, we're a human with a body, a mind, and a spirit. We have all those three things. And so if we are a human that's creating something, having your mind and your knowledge help you create, learning, knowledge, and having your spiritual side, the richness of your spirit help you to create. Thank you for that. Yes, I will check that. I think that it creates a whole thing, which is the three again, the power of the three. It's three things that come in threes are strong. Okay, so that's why you always want to make sure that when you practice, you can do it 3 times, because then you know it's real. You can do things in sets of 3, which I often like to do. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to love and leave you. I'm going to link my lemon poppy seed scone recipe, which is to die for, below. I'm going to link the video today with Psychic Bob. I'm at the end. I'm the last guest if you want to just listen to that. If you want, I'll listen to the whole thing. But I am at the end if you're just curious about that. And anyways, just keep being fabulous. Stay fabulous. Find fun things that you can add to your life every day. Even if it's just a one-time thing. Maybe just start with once a week or once a month. How can you make things more fabulous for yourself? Because if you keep doing that, then you're going to be like full of fabulousness and happiness. And you can take out the garbage that needs to go out, right? And then just move along and go upwards. All right, you guys. Oh my goodness. Thank you. $12.34. Thank you. Looking forward to the tea drinking. Well, I will have to make a note of that. We just need to have a tea drinking live stream where nothing is said until we've drank enough tea. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you. That's fabulous. You know, I often don't get, what is that called that you just did? Oh my gosh, it has super chats. It has a name. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I know that you can do that, when you play games or whatever, or when you like ask a question. Psychic Bob does that. You can ask him a question on certain live streams. But anyway, I appreciate it. So with that, you guys, I'm gonna love and leave you. We will have a tea drinking and scone eating live stream under the conditions that we cannot say anything until we have eaten and drinking the tea, and then we can start talking. Okay, you guys, so see you next week. Lots of love.